Morning everybody, this is a question asking you to explain, it's a short answer question in paper 2, about the likely effect of a decrease, I'd underline that in the exam so you don't get muddled, in average weekly real earnings, remember real means nominal but taking away the effect of inflation, on the equilibrium level of real national output in the UK. So we want to know what's going to happen to real national output, the equilibrium level. And it tells you to include an aggregate demand and aggregate supply diagram in your answer. Now, the way that the marks work for this question, the application, they're going to give you 3 marks, which is mostly for the diagram that you're going to draw. And then for analysis, you have 1 mark. Altogether, you're looking for your 4 marks. So starting off with the diagram, remember this is theme 2. You need 2 words here. This is price level. That's measuring the average price level of goods and services in the economy. And this one is real output. So 2 here, 2 here. And then, as usual, I'd advise you to draw a Keynesian LRAS curve like this. And put your aggregate demand curve. Again, I would do that round where the spare capacity is starting to run out on the curved section here, so you have more to say. So long run aggregate supply, aggregate demand, and your initial equilibrium is here. Remember, that's usually, we put Y there for income, because remember income is equal to output, and P for your price level. And we want to know we're going to have a decrease in the average weekly real earnings. The consequence of that, so what that will cause to happen, is that if your real income is going down, that will mean that the amount that you consume goes down. And we know that aggregate demand is consumption plus investment plus government spending plus exports minus imports or net exports. Therefore, if everything else stays the same, ceteris paribus, if your consumption goes down, that means your aggregate demand will go down. So on your diagram, if you want to show your aggregate demand going down, you need to do a parallel shift to the left here, AD1, make the 1 nice and clear so they can see it. And then you need to put in your new equilibrium and put in your nice clear Y1. For me, there's no change in the price level here, so you can just leave that the same. So this shows now, because it wanted to know what happens to the equilibrium level of real national output. And the way that you're going to get the marks, you need to say something about the fact that consumption will fall and that this will cause aggregate demand to fall. That really is what's going to be in your writing. And then the rest is to show the diagram. And I would also say it causes real national output to fall from Y to Y1. And that answers the question.